Y'all already know what time it is. It's Tuesday night. We have a very special person in the house. But before we bring in the special person, I just want everybody to know this person is very special and dear to my heart. She's cool as hell. But she ain't make it yet. But we got Lake Butler with us today. Lake.
Oh, okay. Usually you wait for guests to be introduced, but I thank you guys so much for having me today. What up, though?
What up, though?
What up, Kev?
What up, though?
How you feeling today?
I'm all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Where's my camera? That's my camera right there.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for letting me impose on y'all night.
Yeah,
you know, it's all sweaty and hot in here.
You're welcome.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Lake just a freak. Y'all, the original Fat Boys is with us. It's me, the podcast villain, K-Dub is with us. Why you laughing, K-Dub? Why I say K-Dub? Why you laughing?
He a villain?
Yeah, see, he like to be in a villain.
I don't know what's going on here, man.
I didn't know that.
He already told you he's still Peggy Banks from Broad.
I was young.
He was young. Shout out to the one, the original Fat Boy, Q Lewis is in the building with us, y'all.
What up?
Yo,
man?
Q.
You already know what it is, man. It's your boy
If
Q.
y'all can see what he got under the desk. Gang.
You hear what you said about your Q?
I can't lift my leg up there.
I said if they can see what's under this desk.
Yeah, Nicole said.
I'm talking about them
Can't you
shoes.
see it? I can't lift my leg up there.
Oh, I thought you was being nasty. Y'all
No,
must have got
I'm
them
shoes.
shoes. Man, fuck them shoes. Listen, I thought y'all about to get nasty. I thought y'all about to be nasty. What's wrong with being nasty? Anyway, we talking about today, y'all.
That's your everyday thing.
Shut up. Nicole, it need to be yours.
Don't tell me to shut up.
I wasn't talking to you. I'm on the phone.
I know.
Damn, there's the energy in here.
What is y'all on today?
Late boy this shit. Late boy this old scandalous ass shit. And our eager ass producer want me to read off the cue card. Power, partnerships, and the silent tug of war between men and women over 40. Shit, nowadays the man over 21. These motherfuckers are scandalous. I seen a very disturbing thing today. I just gotta go off the record with this. It was a lady since the movie came out. What's the movie? Straw came out. They've been releasing a lot of videotapes of women being delusional about their children.
Delusional?
Yeah, about the death of their children.
She ain't seen it yet, dog.
I mean, but it's fine. But it's delusional. The word being delusional about their children.
It is once you see the movie.
Yeah, once you see the movie, you'll see it.
Right.
See, a lot of information you ain't get that word out of it because a lot of people want to focus on that. Everybody just want to focus on Tyler Perry wigs. So it was a woman who actually killed her child.
Damn.
And she did some very horrific things.
That's not on the script.
But they equated it to women snapping. You know what I mean? And she said, I just wanted the child to shut up. Right, and what she described was ridiculous, and the mother was just screaming on the 911 call to the police, and it was. I literally just went into tears. I didn't cry, but tears came down my eyes. Like I can imagine me walking in and my daughter just mutilated, like the way the baby was. Right, and the lady described. I don't mean to bring everybody down, but it's just some real shit. The lady described. She said, "Wow." She said, "How did you get her head away from her body?" She said. It was, and she said I just kept cutting until it was just detached.
Fuck.
And I said they're like, wow, and it was just showing the detachment of the psyche.
I feel like I picked the wrong day to come on the show. Like,
who wants to hear some like that?
Do I need to read the script? Welcome to Girth, where grown men talk grown talk. Like,
well, I mean, we would have been able to do this if we'd had about 2 days ago. So let's start. Anyway, I was just trying to bring some sensibility.
The ladies are in the building.
Thank you.
Introduce the topic.
So I did already.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
What's the topic?
Who really leads the relationship?
Oh, that ain't what that's. Oh.
Yes, it does. That's what I kept saying, but I'm going to just give it to him.
Hey, can we just be a little more normal, dog? Like, shit, how y'all niggas doing, man?
I'm good, yeah.
How was y'all last week? We ain't got to jump right off into the topic, dog.
Very true. Very
How
true.
was y'all last week, bro? Everything good?
I wasn't trying to bring dark cloud. I was just trying to say.
No, it's all good.
we as people are going
Life
through
is life
things.
and all this motherfucking
Right.
For a lot of
and
people.
a lot of people is going through it, and if you don't recognize it, people snap.
Yeah, just
Sure.
like Lorena Bobbitt when she snapped, because she was just like, I just took it in my hand
She did.
and I threw it.
They threw it in the cornfield.
She threw
Duh.
it.
Oh,
That's the thing of snap.
Yeah.
Hey, when y'all say who really leads a relationship, I think it depends on the ethnic group for real.
Oh, we getting right to it. All right, let's get right to it then.
Yeah.
I like that. I like
I just think because Chaldeans and Arabs, the men run that shit all day, every day.
All day, every day.
Italians, men run it.
And the only people who don't run it is black
But when,
African
but when the
Americans.
skin get darker, the man ain't running shit.
No, there you go.
In American
In
culture.
American culture.
Right, because
Africa.
Because in America, the men ain't there in the African American culture to run anything.
Even
you
if they,
got to be
it's
present.
Not, it's not even about the ones who there. A woman has so many liberated freedoms, she can do what the fuck she want to do.
True.
A woman don't have to be married to you no more. They can say, fuck him, take his money.
That's one way to look at it. But if you had a daddy in your life, you know what a head of a household looks like, and you're more likely to be submissive when you have that and you see that.
And I think-
you have a provider in your home, you will seek out a provider and you will know your place.
Well,
And I know this
Especially
going
if you
off
believe in God.
That's why I think China got it right.
well,
Can't just have kids over there.
You shouldn't just have
It's
kids
too
over
many
here.
of them. That's
Well-
why it's too many. You only
Right.
can have
But
one.
how many dumb motherfuckers we seen? You be like, you a fucking parent? You a parent? I know some dumb guys that be like, you the head of a house?
I'll be honest with you. Today, my daughter graduated, right?
Congratulations.
And she about to go to high school, and I told my daughter, mother, I said, it was a lot of girls in there with short skirts and they got heels. I said, if you ever have my daughter and something like that, I mean, you fighting right at the graduation, right? She said, oh, you don't have to worry about it because your daughter, she every time I asked her, do you want to wear a skirt? She said, my daddy ain't gonna
What
like
up,
that.
Tiff?
My daddy. So she's like, I said, well, it ain't fear. She said, I know it ain't fear. She just don't want to see no. If Puda wear a V-neck shirt, she wearing the T-shirt up under. She wearing the cami up under that boy. She don't care. Like if she feel like I said something about something, she's not going to do it. I mean that's on the record with her mother. Her mother even said like, I don't have to buy this. I tried to wear some short shorts one time. She said, nope, my daddy wouldn't like me to wear that. And so, but so that was going by what you were saying is correct. When a father is present in especially in the daughter's life, they are raised a little bit more different than how
Oh, absolutely.
these girls are raised.
More than
now.
a little bit.
More than a little bit.
Yeah, and so, but when you're saying the freedoms that women have a lot of freedoms in America that's really untold, and it's kind of crazy.
Is that other door closed?
I mean, we can close
You
the
can
door.
still hear it, and it's gonna get real hot.
But it's going to get hot in here.
Yeah, all these
So,
niggas.
but listen. So the whole
All these
thing,
black people.
the whole thing.
Oh, we're not allowed to use that word?
I
Well,
was just talking shit.
Okay, because I'm
you
like,
gotta use the blacks.
I can
You
say
gotta
what I want.
Blacks is crazy.
Yeah, say the blacks. But
I like the word nigga.
Right. Niggas and bitches, I say that.
You might as
Lord
well.
forbid if I say broad.
You can say broad. Just why
Not yours. Okay.
my broad?
I don't mind being a man. And that's the thing, like going back to that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind being my man's broad. You know what I mean? Like, that shit don't move me. You know what I mean? Like, I know if he's taking care of me, I know what we got going on. That ain't even worth getting upset about.
But you know what I always say? This is a situation for everybody.
It is.
it is.
You always say
everything
that?
is case all the time. It's case by case.
But
All the time.
But who leads the relationship in America for us black folks? Majority of the time in America, it's the female.
I don't 100% believe that. But if she's the head of her house, you know, like I just buried a great man yesterday, and I watched my friend 54 years of marriage.
Wow.
You know, and her mom knew how to be a wife. And when I asked her, I said, how do you keep a man for 54 years? You know what I mean? Because I won't even get that opportunity. She said, you work together as a team. But
Yeah.
my husband took care of us. He was our protector. He laid the foundation to make sure that we were okay. You know what I mean? And they lived their life of 54 years with him providing. When they looked at his dead body, he was happy because he left his family with land and money and finances and morals. You know what I mean? But when you have that, you don't have a problem with having a man lead. But how many times do we have that?
But everybody not gonna have that though.
No, we don't have it in our community.
So,
It's like 80% of us don't have it.
So
Damn,
shit.
that's a large number.
So should
I know it's a-
That's a large number. Like, I'm not gonna let you do that.
Okay, let's take a
I'm not
vote.
gonna let you do that.
Can we take a
Should a
vote?
broke man not have a woman because he don't have land? And,
No, a broke man shouldn't have a woman.
Let's take a vote.
then all y'all would be single.
No, shit.
Because what I'm not gonna do is nah.
All y'all would be motherfuckers single.
They are.
But exactly what I'm saying. And then the motherfuckers who can afford that, what make he think he looking for y'all? No, disrespect.
Let's take. I'm saying men pride themselves on being a provider. Am I wrong? Like a man's goal wants to be able to leave something and provide for their family. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Their family.
That's
How many people with their family?
But that's what I'm saying. How 80%? I just said that.
Hey, Miles, you sighing, but this is topic. This is topic.
Who the fuck grew up with their daddies in the house?
I did.
I did.
Okay, so three of y'all.
Yeah, but I'm not. No, because what you're trying to do is
that.
What you're trying to do is act like is more missing fathers than it really
my
is.
My father was poor than no motherfucker. So I mean, what do a father growing up in the house? I don't got no fucking land.
Okay.
I ain't got no house. No, this ain't mad at nobody. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is every woman wants that man. I just talked about this on my show. Every woman wants that man with that paper.
I didn't say paper. I said a man who wants to provide for his family.
Okay.
That's different.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with paper. Like right now, I'm a single mom. I'm making sure that my son has land so he can have something to provide for his family.
Don't it take some money to get land though? Don't it take some money to get some land though?
Because I'm his mom.
But what about that man who busts his ass and he got barely enough to make it? It's more men out there like that.
Then those men need to concentrate on what they need to do, and they shouldn't be starting families.
Or they can teach their kids.
Poor people shouldn't have kids. Poor people don't have the right to have families. That's what I'm saying.
According to welfare, they shouldn't, or they gonna get their ass kicked off, and then they gonna be on the street.
Okay.
I don't think it's poor people shouldn't have families. There is, and depending on the dynamic, everybody's dynamic is different. So I come from both sides of the spectrum. No, my father wasn't in the home, but my grandfather was around. Mm-hmm. And so with that being said, there was where he wasn't able to do it, but I seen a man in my family that was. So now I know how to look for that. It was built. It wasn't nothing like my great grandfather. It was built from poor, and he was able to provide. What she's saying, I think what Lake is saying is the characteristic and the nature of providing. So whether you're working for it and you, whoever your woman is, you have the good woman or that's able to build that family unit to help you push that same vision, that same purpose of providing a legacy and leaving something for your family.
Oh, I love people who walk in Christ, because she said that so much better than I have. I don't have tact. That was tact. Thank you for bringing grace to my words. The fuck?
No.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
You can say it because I'm gonna match your energy. I like it. Keep going.
You just like me.
This girl.
It's like, I'm sorry. I don't want to get your woman.
So the whole truth of it is, Lake, I understand there's a lot of pain going on with dealing with parental guidance amongst people, especially amongst us, right?
When you say pain, what does that mean?
There's a lot of pain between black men and women when it's talking about parental shit. That's just how it is. But this is what I was trying to tell people. Black women has been weaponized to go against black men.
All day, every day.
All day long. But the things and the fights and the gripes has everything to do with a distraction.
Like my natural deodorant that just gave out. I feel distracted than a motherfucker. Like, usually I keep secret. I try to get some expensive stuff, and I'm distracted. I'm just sweating.
I'm glad you sat down there. Shit.
Thank you, Q.
Hey, I did want you to sit right here, but shit, I'm glad you where you at now. Shit.
I'm glad you at right now because
Is it really a war? Do you, as men,
Yes.
do y'all feel like we are
It's
taxing
not
y'all?
a war. It's more of a norm now.
Yes, it's a normal war.
It happened
Shit.
after what? In the early '70s, after the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. I saw a guy on social media. He was interviewing women like, would you rather have the father in the house or the father be removed, but you have
Child support.
Child support. The women was like child support.
What?
The women was like child support.
What,
Rhea
okay,
said-
so
Look
I
at-
think
look-
a better question,
Rhea said having my dad and mom in the house during my
formative years.
made a huge difference in how I chose my mate, and that's
Probably
Why
why
I'm
something.
single.
what I'm saying.
Okay, so my question was more so, they asked would you prefer to have a father in the house, or did they ask her if she preferred to have a husband in the house?
They said a father.
Into the
Because
father.
this is the issue a lot of times when fathers are in a home with a woman, you will see a man give attention more to his children than the woman he made the children with. So it doesn't show the children what a community looks like. You see somebody be like, my kid's this and my kid's that, and they aren't showing love to one another. So ask a woman if she would prefer to have a husband in the home or the money.
But these
Well,
were
I
young-
can
these were
guarantee
younger
you her
women.
answer would
Well,
change.
I'm gonna tell you
You
what.
said they were younger.
They were younger.
Okay, so that
Yeah,
would
that
make a
makes
hold on,
sense.
difference.
wait a minute, but like I'm gonna tell you like this: a lot of women, just because they're women, don't make them a wife. In order to have a husband, you have to be a wife.
But if
So,
he in the home, that's what I'm saying,
so-
in the home.
listen, majority of men.
The question was about the men, though.
Right, but about the man. But what was the question about the man about? How was it about the man?
That Kevin just said it was about the man.
Exactly, but she said he said the man in the house, right? So I
A
mean,
father in the house.
a father in the
or
house.
child support.
But that's the whole thing is a woman.
So
with-
let me ask you that though. Like, what's more important for you, a good father or a good husband?
A good husband's going to be a good father. When I left,
I'm definitely not gonna agree with that. But go ahead.
No, okay, so I left my son's father because he was not a good man to be in the home. But he was a great dad to my son. But he was out every night fucking hoes.
That's the case by
Bring it- I
case.
mean, I'm just saying, for me, I feel like a man, especially those who believe in the Bible, a man is supposed to love his wife first.
Yes.
And then when he grows that relationship, that is a reflection of the children that they make together.
But you said
Not all
You
the
said,
time.
no, okay,
So that's your answer, though. Is
That's what I would-
that the husband is more important than the father.
yeah, because the husband really should come first, and that's coming from a woman who had a child out of wedlock.
so.
If I was taught correctly, I would have never had a kid without having a husband first.
So the truth is, do you really believe that women are ready to be wives? The women that you know right now, do you really believe that they are ready to be wives?
Shit, the women I know right now are half-ass dead. They ain't got nothing to fucking pretend to be a wife. If bitches ain't got no choices out here.
It's why are you doing that?
I don't hear nothing.
You the only one.
Yeah, we hear that.
I don't hear.
That hurt.
Okay, well, sorry, it hurt because I don't hear nothing. But going to the comments,
Should I dodge this nigga on?
Yeah, check the headphones then.
I need one of them.
okay, so you know what y'all mean was up.
It was just up there.
It was just up there.
It was just up
I'm
there.
gonna do that next time. Is this thing going? Oh.
If you're not a good husband, you can't be a good father. That's not true.
Yamina, you are incorrect.
That's not true, Yamina, at all. That's not true.
But this is what women believe. You telling them it's not true.
But this is the whole bullshit scenario. The truth of the matter is that a woman would say you can't be a good husband because maybe you ain't a fucking good wife. How about I love these children because these children respect me when I walk in.
A man that chooses a wife. I'm sorry.
So
So let me finish. Sometimes when a man
Why
walks,
should we?
what?
you cut off everybody else. I know. Go ahead. Carry on.
I'm about to get the fuck up out of here.
Both of y'all nose start bleeding.
Damn.
No, but seriously, a man could walk in a household. The first thing is he's not greeted. His children greet him with love, daddy, daddy, daddy. The wife don't come and say, baby, how you doing? How was your day? You like, why you ain't take out the garbage out before you leave? Why you ain't do this? Why you ain't do that? So if you ain't a good husband, it's because you ain't have a good wife.
I'm gonna do that like most men do.
I
That's
don't-
not true. That's not true.
So I'm gonna just say no. That's not true because who you are. It does you if you are really a good husband, you're gonna be a good husband whether you have a shitty wife or a good wife because that is just ingrained in who you are. Just like a woman is a wife before you find her and before you marry her, she is a wife. She is going to be a good wife whether you a bad husband,
I disagree.
or whether you a good husband.
Sometimes you
That's surprising.
gotta teach. Sometimes you grow together.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know. You don't know.
But that's what I do agree with that, because you have no choice but to grow.
Think about the first time you was a mother, or
Hey, the first time was the only time.
But
The only time.
You learned on the go, though, right? You learned on the go.
Right. So
Okay.
what I'm saying is, like, a good husband, like, you say, oh, maybe she wasn't a good wife. No, but you still gonna do what you need to do as a man and as a respecter of your relationship and your covenant that you made. Just like a woman is, if she's a good wife, she's still going to do what she has to do in the respect and the covenant of her partner.
What is a
Because
good
of that.
husband?
A person always gonna change who you are.
This is,
Yeah, I mean, all off.
Yeah, she on.
I've never been married before, but has anybody on this panel been married before?
I've been married.
Okay, so when you chose your wife,
I fucked up.
but my thing is, did you continue on fucking up into the marriage?
Nah,
did you
listen.
know that you shouldn't have married that woman?
Shameless plug, but like I said on my show, a man is more loyal than a woman. I kept trying to make the shit right.
But my question is, and even before the marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is a man's weakness, and so many men do that.
What's our weakness?
You would keep trying to be loyal.
Right, yeah.
You would continue on into
right.
a relationship
You're
that
right.
you know you have no
You're
business,
right.
and let your mother and your sister and your cousins tell
Everybody
you,
tell
like,
you, leave that
please,
bitch. You're right.
leave that broad alone.
You're right.
You would keep going, and it could be for the children. And then you like, she wasn't a good wife, and we're like,
No, she wasn't a good wife. She just wasn't a good person.
I mean, well, that could be true
a lot of
too.
times, motherfuckers just ain't good people.
But y'all try. Especially if you poke a seed into a person.
Right. So with that being said, like, what do you think is a good husband then? Because, like, to me, loyalty is being a good husband. But
good
you saying
husband is one that chooses correctly. Let's start there.
chooses
When
correctly.
you choose,
It's
you
a roll
choose
of the dice,
good-
though.
He choose a good what? What you
know
about to say? 'Cause I know you ain't about to say choose a choose a good what?
You know
Because you know that
woman.
men don't choose shit.
No, how do we
Y'all
know?
do all the
What-
choosing.
How do we know? No, a man chase, a woman choose.
That's
But
what
a
I
man-
said. She
okay.
chooses. She chooses.
Okay.
Yeah. The
Well,
woman
you
chooses.
said we know. Keep going with that.
You just admitted that you found yourself going down the rabbit hole that you knew you should have not gone down prior to even, because you thought it would get better. You believed that this person would change.
Hold on, I gotta say this because everybody come out. This is all biblical things, right? So I want to ask the Bible Queen, Gigi. Listen,
Bible Queen.
I'm gonna put that out. You're my Bible
no.
queen.
Don't do that.
No, well, Gigi, I'm gonna ask you: is there anywhere in the biblically where it says the requirements
Hey,
of a
man,
husband?
shut the fuck up. She should go with this
Ephesians
bullshit.
Why y'all on my girl like
What
that?
does it
It's
say?
always on some bullshit. Nobody said nothing about loyal. I said I stayed. I tried to make it work. What are you talking about?
I said loyal.
We said
okay.
loyal. But here's the thing: men are
Still
like
shut the fuck
men have the behavior of dogs. Dogs stay loyal no matter what. You can beat the shit out of
Beat
a
the shit out
dog,
of 'em.
whatever, right? The only reason a cat will leave you the fuck alone. A cat will escape
Because
your
a
house.
cat don't give a fuck about you anyway.
Man, the cat be like, shit, it's not the meow for me. You know what I mean?
Not to me,
No, for real, because
Not the meow.
Because men, and would you say the scripture was, Gigi?
It's Ephesians 5.
And what does it say?
Hold on.
Okay, she getting it.
I'm getting it together.
But what I want to tell y'all is this.
You shut up, Kevin Whitfield.
Okay,
That's
so
Hold on.
Ephesians 5.
Hold on, please go ahead.
Ephesians 5:24. Therefore, as the church subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Husbands, love your wives as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it, that he may be sanctified and cleansed. It will be the washing of water by the word, that he may present himself a glorious church, and not having a spot or a wrinkle or a such thing, but that it should be holy and without blemish. So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. He that loveth his wife loved himself. For no man ever yet hated his own flesh, but nourished and cherished it, even though even as the Lord and the church.
So let's cut all this biblical thing out of the way because
why you ask her if you gonna cut it right out?
Because
we just spent like 2 minutes of my non-biblical self listening to a scripture, and you gonna say let's cut it out? Okay.
I'm saying that because everybody keep bringing up things that's biblical, and no one have never met a man like that. And no one have met a woman like they want to meet a wife. Nobody is equal to the things that they say biblically. Maria,
I don't believe that.
Hold on, I'm about to show you something. Anybody in this room, have y'all met a man like that?
Yes.
Why y'all ain't marry him?
Because he's already married.
Hold on.
He was already married. Right.
So
he found this a good thing.
This is what I'm talking about. Y'all fucking delusional. Y'all never met nobody like that because either if he didn't marry you to be his wife, he wasn't your husband. He wasn't intended to.
I never said that person was my husband. That is somebody that I looked up to. That I see that in there.
Hear what I'm saying? Did you hear what I'm saying?
No, I heard what you said in the question that you answered, and I answered it according to the question that you answered.
So you know, I meant a man for you. I meant a man for you.
Well, no, you didn't say that. You asked you literally said, have you met somebody like that?
Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't break it down.
Okay, so when it comes down to communication,
Nicole, did you know what I was talking about when I said that?
I mean, if you're just looking for a man and not a man for yourself, that's crazy.
Okay,
what are you talking about?
But Q, seriously, the communication between men and women always go like this because y'all don't want to be specific enough to talk to us. Do not be upset that all 4 of us heard it the same way.
No, y'all didn't.
Okay.
Nicole didn't hear it that way.
Okay.
Nicole, you didn't.
She not in the.
Thank you.
I mean, the thing that's what she doing in scripture. Thou shall not. When you listen, okay, never mind.
So all I'm saying,
okay,
all I'm saying is this.
Is that saying a soft answer turns away wrath? Is that what you're saying with that biblical?
No, I love it.
I like that.
I know my thing,
that was one. That was one, but there was in Proverbs that you don't argue with a fool.
No, Nicole just pick and choose her battles. I'm watching everything.
First of
all, that's all in being smart.
But one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, I'm no fool.
Me as well. You just let alone.
Maybe my point wasn't being made clearly, but Nicole knew exactly what I mean.
All I'm saying is when you communicate with women, sometimes that if you're trying to get your point across, maybe even if Nicole understood, that means 75% of us did not hear it that
She be coming up with these numbers, boy.
Because the numbers don't lie.
She never broke down to 80% either.
No.
And I tried to, and I was cut off.
Oh, well,
Go ahead.
You got the floor.
Mom did it, didn't
No.
He was the one.
Bob, break down to 80%.
But no, we're back now. My thing
She
was,
made that to 75%. Go.
because that was going back to how many of us had men in the home that was on this panel. 3 of you said you did.
Yes.
So maybe my number is off a little bit.
Like a motherfucker.
That's not off than a motherfucker.
65%.
This is probably like 67.
65%.
Maybe 70.
So 80% is a lot. Like you discounted a lot of good.
No, because my next question was how many of you are in the home with your children?
Man, I ain't got no kids.
I mean, that was going to be my next.
I'm not in the
how
home.
Many is in the home? Just say how many is in the home, or how many women on this panel are in the home with their children's father?
None.
Exactly. So if you do that,
I say was.
Okay.
We ain't say was. We say all right.
We was married. We had
Your
time.
word. Listen,
I
she
mean,
said
throughout the duration of the
and
child's
your baby
life.
grown.
Okay, so if you add 67% plus 99 and divide that by 2, is that not 80?
You mean the shit? Hey, you mean
No.
It's 80%.
That's what you call girl math.
You mean she ain't said shit?
It's 80% of
get him, like get him. Man, she ain't said a motherfucking thing.
What she's saying is exactly correct though. It's 80% of the people you know. Like the people you know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot.
And our
so like
community.
you know that you got some people that you calculate up to 80%. All of my niggas is in the crib with they kids and they wives.
Are they married?
They are married. So that's why I'm saying like so your reality ain't my reality. So your 80% don't mean shit to me because 80% is way too high.
So going
because
back to that,
what happens at 80%? is that now you are putting out that narrative that there are just not no good fathers. 20%? You trying to tell me it's only 20% of niggas doing what they supposed to be doing?
No, but what I'm saying is,
you said 80%.
If you have that many men in your life that are married and with their wives and their children, then that last segment is moot. That didn't even make any sense. If you know that many niggas, everything that we just talked about married men and not being good and not finding wives, you should have threw that statistics out there like, oh, my niggas love their wives.
I was trying, but you niggas been talking.
Oh, well, that's Miles.
God damn, shit. It ain't like I wasn't trying to say the shit.
I take the blame.
I'm around healthy marriages, so for me, that's why I say
the numbers is different.
But yeah, it's skewed for me because I seen healthy marriages. My grandmother and my grandfather had a healthy marriage. The people that I'm around, majority of
it's
my
about who you surround yourself with.
Yeah,
and guess what?
Healthy marriages.
And the truth is too, Gigi, even if grandpa and grandma look like not your family look like they have a healthy marriage, we would never know that it was unhealthy. You know what I mean?
No, they definitely kept it under wraps.
I mean, because
in certain instances, yeah. But as you get, once you grow up,
you get wiser. You be like, oh, they
you
did
recognize,
have right. That's what I'm saying.
You recognize the things.
So when you talk about who leads the relationships, we have to really look at it. Women have more things on the positive side than men do. Black men.
No, women lead a relationship more than men do.
Huh?
Was that the next question?
No, I was telling you that they have because y'all have more things going on for yourselves.
No, because we know we're not loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. True. We ain't got to be. Why would we?
Oh, she said hoes. Okay.
Okay. That was just out the song.
Well,
go ahead.
The thing is, women. Let's face the fact. My sister. No, let's shut your ass up. A woman.
The truth of the matter is, it ain't
two things for certain and one thing for sure.
Yeah.
Duh, y'all stupid.
Thank you, Cal.
But no, seriously.
Yeah.
I done seen a woman who has bad credit, everything, right? Nothing really going for her. So she got 4 cars. You know what I mean? She'll fuck around, fuck up one. Next thing, go to the dealership, able to get one. Oh, you know what? It's a credit for single parent mothers. Oh my God! And it's like, what the fuck? Do you know single parent fathers will not get no tax deduction?
No, she picked the right guys.
No. And she ain't fucking.
Talking about the breaks that women get.
Women get a lot of breaks. A woman could walk. You could say, this baby is Miles Dixon, and go put my name on down at City Hall, City Council, wherever the fuck. And guess what? They looking for me. I am the fucking father with no proof or nothing. That shit is right there alone is crazy.
Do I hold up the bullshit?
No,
that is absolutely
no.
And the only reason why I can contest that is complete bullshit.
Complete bullshit.
So now, when it comes to child support and all, understand. No, and it could have been before then.
It was,
but. Back in the 80s, it could have been something different.
What is this
but
now
that is not. Because if they do not have a paternity test, if they cannot get that man to do a paternity test, there is no case.
All right,
period. Because now it has to be paternity before they even allow any child support to come out.
So give them that one.
So you got to have a paternity test to sign the birth certificate.
Blaming the baby on you.
If y'all not married, like
you got to have a paternity test to sign the birth certificate.
No, you have to sign an affidavit. They will not allow you if you are not married. They will not allow the father to sign a birth certificate saying that he's the child's father if y'all not married. And I have proof of that. Go to St. Mary's Hospital and have a baby. If y'all are not married, it happened in 2021. If you in 2021, if you were not married to that father and y'all had a child, you have to sign an affidavit stating. And he has to either choose or not choose to take a paternity. If he does not choose to take that paternity test, he has to sign an affidavit saying that I am the father to put his name on that birth certificate. That it was done in 2021. And I have proof of that because I had to do it.
Hold on. Was the baby born in was the baby born in Michigan?
Okay. Well, one of the things that I realized, and back in the day, in the 80s or whatever, men fight is different than women's fight. So a lot of men, when she just put his name on the birth certificate, he'd be like, okay, cool, that's my baby. You know what I mean? I'm not about to go through all the hip hop because hoopla because the courts aren't for me and I ain't got money to do X, Y, and Z. I I know men who fought for their children and their rights, and I know men who just gave up to somebody just telling him that this is how it's gonna be, and I'm gonna pay the child support. No, less men fight for. No, 80% of men allow women to tell them. Like,
so listen,
the majority of men allow women to just tell him.
So should we not believe bitches at all? That's what you're saying? Huh? Because I thought I was in love. This is my child. So are you telling men from here on out, if a bitch tell you she pregnant, don't believe it?
Don't believe that hoe.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
And I mean, if that's how you truly feel, if there's an inkling of doubt,
I'm a spokesperson for this shit.
If that's an inkling of doubt, because I know a lot of men who are taking care of children that wasn't theirs.
And then what they told me, after we established that it wasn't mine, we talking years of child support, right?
You ain't even get your money back.
Wouldn't give it back. And they said you still owe us $1,000 in interest because you signed the motherfucking birth certificate.
Yeah, you did.
So,
but you did that. I'm a boy mom.
Okay.
So I feel like it is, if I am stuck raising this boy by myself, I am also responsible for him not being a deadbeat dad and knowing his own rights. I will not allow somebody to just let my son sign a birth certificate, especially if he's not unsure. And a lot of times, I bet you it was a woman in your family like, Kev, that's not our nose.
3 of them.
That's not our nose. And you're like, that's my baby. I love it.
I got a question. Like that.
No, hold on. Take it back what y'all mean said.
All right,
hold on. Y'all mean say they play men because they won't go down there. You know why we won't go down there? Because they locking you up immediately. I don't care.
I done seen motherfuckers to jail say, "How much you got on you?" That ain't enough. No. Go sit in that box.
Listen, my daughter went down to Friends of the Court to just take out the child support. I said, I want to walk in there with her. She said, well, if you walk in, Mr. Dixon, I can't say you're going to walk out. She said, well, she for the first visit, she's going to deduct $10,000 off of it, but we have to go set a court date within 30 days to make sure you're not threatening her or beating her or anything.
Because they're going to ask her, is he coercing you? Are you safe?
Exactly. Are you safe and all that? She said, and after that, but no matter what, you still going to get arrested. And I said, but she's telling you she don't want it. She told you why she did it. And what was she like? Sorry. I said, well, I won't be down there then. You know what I'm saying?
But I do believe if there was more men in the household to teach their children or their daughters to have respect for the men that they lay down with, then you wouldn't have
lay down with no nigga.
No, but I'll tell you this: more girls with fathers are less likely to have babies out of wedlock.
So that system sounds good, right? But when you got a mom who's poor and they're barely making it, right? And so
a single mom that's poor,
she decided to get on the system.
We got distracted a little bit.
Yeah, we did. That mother has to choose. Do you want these food stamps or do you want that man to live there? So that's when the cycle begins. The woman gonna choose to feed her and her kids. That man can't even live in the house. That's how it used to be.
So that's going back to not having a husband.
You say what?
Shout out to Claudine.
That was my movie, though.
That's what I'm saying. That goes back to women having husbands, right? You can't put your husband out of the house for a bridge card or food stamps. That is the cycle. That is the cycle that needs to be broken.
Yeah, I agree.
And we need to teach. We are complaining about something that we have the power to change.
Yep.
When a child does not see their mother happy, it transcends into other things. You feel me? You was on point. You was on point with that. When a son don't see his mother happy, that really bothers him. It bothered me. When my mother finally found somebody and he was an abuser, dog, I was like she was trying to find a man to be around me. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And for someone to love her. This man deceived her and wound up beating her ass, bro.
But did he deceive her?
Yeah, he deceived her.
You feel like he did. But I'm a mom. And I know how many lonely nights I have and bad choices I've made just to have comfort or have somebody around my son. You may not understand that as a child.
No.
You understand what you seen your mama go through, but you don't know the decision she made to get there.
I understand.
So you mean you willingly participated without being deceived, is what you're saying?
No.
She sacrificed what she said.
I'm saying that sometimes.
He talking
about somebody beating his mom ass. You think that because she wasn't deceived, you think that people was willingly signing up to get their ass beat?
Like, no, I think that women know the type of man that will put their hands on her before they. Yeah, I don't know. Been there, done that.
I mean,
been there, done that.
But you know it, and you still so you chose it.
I would say with the situation that I was in, and my belief that I can handle fighting. You know what I mean? That it happens because
I can respect that.
People give you an idea of their anger way before they put hands on you.
Absolutely.
Yes. Abuse just don't happen like the movies and they just smack the shit out of you in the kitchen. You know what I mean? Something was said prior to, but you let it brush off your shoulders. You know, it happens in small doses. And I could go back when I was in an abusive relationship, the very first time he yelled at me over something stupid. And I was like, oh, we're blaming it on the alcohol.
No, abuse is like medicine. Everything's different with different people. I remember the first time he hit my mother, and she said, bottom line, he stole money for the racetrack. He lost the money. And I remember he said, don't question me, bitch. And my mother said, whoa, we not about to go there at all. Get the fuck out. And that's what started the whole thing. After he beat her ass and drug her back in the room, I was like, damn. I called my uncle like, Bill hit my mama. Uncle Punch called my mama like, what's going on? She said nothing, we just got into a fight. I'm on my way. She's like, no, I'm hearing the whole damn thing. I'm on the phone and all that shit. You know what I mean? I'm like 9 years old. And then my mother just heard that shit. She said, don't tell Punch to come over here no more, Pete.
Well, for one, that is a decision, and for two, you're 9 years old, so it could possibly be in other signs that you are not privy to at 9 years old.
No,
or 50-something years later, the story is just different than what you see it is. You don't know that.
I do fucking know. I was there.
I know, and you were 9.
I was 9, going on 10. Yeah, I had more responsible than most motherfuckers at 18, 20 years old, and when I was 9 years old.
I just think that's kind of a little bit tough to say because I know your situation was what it was, right? But then it's like that's gonna be hard for you to tell an abuse victim that she should have known after she started getting her ass, because that's basically what you're saying.
My father was abusive to my mother,
right? So what you're saying is that somebody
I can't speak on my mother's decision or how it led up to her to leave or that first time. I was there. I remember what I saw.
But just because you can't, that don't mean I don't. That don't mean I don't.
I'm just saying that it could be a grown person. Right. It could be these two men when they get into a fight. We are not in these two men's head to be able to know what, like, man, this nigga been talking shit to me on the show over and over again. I've been peeping out that sly ass talk he been talking, and then one day I just knocked the shit out of the nigga. Like, people like, damn, we didn't even know it was like that between y'all. Mm-hmm. But you knew it was like that between y'all.
That's not the
same. But I'm just asking for women who are being abused. Is that fair to tell them that you knew?
So here's
the thing. Basically, that's kind of what you're saying, right? You knew.
I'm not blaming the victim at all.
It kind of sounds like it.
I'm saying that there's a point where people make a decision.
Correct. Yeah. So
regardless of the decision that you make, you know what that point was. Correct. Everybody does. Period. That's the period.
So right now, I guarantee you, if you ask anybody at this table where they go wrong in their life, they couldn't tell you. And they live their own life. So you can't tell me that that's true.
Gigi, you were saying?
So
I can't.
I ain't never been
80% of this later.
No, the fuck they can't.
Okay, so
no, where you went wrong in life. No one can tell you.
So it's a difference. It depends. And also, being a person that has been in an abusive relationship, it was more so me. It was both of us at the same time. I could say it was both of us, because I recognized at a point. I thought me being tough and being in the because of my own trauma and things of that nature.
I'm just saying, you probably have a smart ass mouth.
Who, me?
Yeah, you say you was being tough.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I was in survival. I because of my background and certain things like that, there's a certain mode I'm in. Right. I'm in survival mode. So with that, it comes, I am tougher in that I'm more protective of myself.
Right.
I'm a little bit more, hey, because I'm covering and defending myself in certain ways. Well, me thinking that, oh, he's just trying to handle a woman like me because I know that it is. But at the same time, when we argue, that was the first time I've ever had an argument with a man, any man that I've dealt with. And I knew that was something different. But I thought it's like, oh, that's a man that kind of know how to handle me. But that was my own traumatic thinking. I know that now.
I wouldn't beat a woman up over her pussy though.
But and even going back,
there's a lot of people that would.
Yeah,
I mean, if you fighting my sisters or my daughter, I'm fucking you up. But I mean, because you fuck somebody. Okay,
but I
understand what Lake is saying. I understand what Lake is saying, and the fact that, like, you know,
nobody said that. You mean I didn't say. I just was trying to help her when I'm talking. Shut the fuck up.
So,
no, Gigi, I wasn't saying because.
I know.
What I'm saying was you were saying like I'm saying you probably was talking.
But there was no point in me talking to him that I was degrading or downing him as a man, like disrespecting him in that manner as a man, just because I know that. What can break a man?
Right.
I don't want to break. If that's my man, I'm not gonna say anything to.
But some men don't feel like women should be able to even talk tough.
But guess what though?
And sometimes we should know the type of man we have to not talk tough.
I ain't saying just be smart. Just say okay,
know how to be a lady.
But when he gone, I'm out of this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I'm saying.
Or just remain a lady and stay in your feminine power.
So one of the things that I realized when I was with my son,
you can still remain a lady and be in your feminine power.
No, wait a minute.
She saying something.
And then get in the man's face.
Look how Maria.
So hear me. That's what
I'm not saying.
But what I'm saying, even listen.
What I told you.
You don't argue from afar when y'all together. Y'all be in each other's fucking face. And what happens is when a woman get in a man's face and he say such, and then here go the fingers and the hands.
No, that's not.
Oh, you just gonna stand there? I don't care what you say. I don't care. No, get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
No, I ain't never. I know, but I ain't never. I don't fuck with little dick men.
So in that aspect,
you the female Miles.
So in that aspect, so
I just don't. I mean, I'm gonna tell you your dick little before we fuck.
That might get your ass whooped.
No, I'm not. Actually, I won't never tell a man. I just won't call him back.
See,
I mean, like I ain't never. It's a little.
Pause for a minute. You see what I'm saying? She picked what she want to talk shit about.
Say that.
So shut the fuck up and talk when he walk away.
No,
Kevin.
actually, Miles said that.
Fuck you.
What Miles say? What?
Fuck you, Kevin Whitfield.
No, but
that's gonna be a movie.
All I'm saying is,
on the shirt.
all I'm saying is that women. Fuck you, Kevin. That's the shirt. And look, the whole thing is the truth is black women has been weaponized against black men, and that's the whole truth.
No, and
that's the truth.
I do believe that we need training and learning. I do believe when girls are brought up with men in the house, they learn how to speak to men properly, when to walk away and when to shut the fuck up.
True.
Unfortunately, 80% of us.
80% of y'all don't know how to walk away.
And we out there, and then like
that ratio was right though.
About that.
And
89.
I have learned like
I ain't gonna say that either.
Like I know how much you love your mommy, Petey. I know how much you love your mommy, and nothing against her, but. The biggest mistake she made was don't call your uncle and this, that, and the other and go back. Because obviously that wasn't the first time or the last time.
No, perhaps she knew he may lose his life.
But this is what I did. Yeah. The day I knew I was going to call my brother was the day I started strategizing my exit plan. Because my brother would go back to jail for me. You know what I mean?
And you be proud. You proud of that?
Here. No, yes, because I'm not gonna put my brother in that position, and I'm not gonna let my child see me get my ass whooped. Like I'm not gonna ever let my son see a man put his hands on me. Well, and I can't.
Well, my thing is this.
He can't. I'm not going to allow my son to defend
How about this? My mother did not want to endanger none of our family members.
No, I'm saying that was when I got my exit plan.
Wait a minute. The exit plan, she did her exit plan correctly. She did what she did.
How long was her and Bill together afterwards?
Afterwards, maybe 2-3 months.
Okay.
After that, because it happened real quick. my mother.
She was working on her exit.
She was working on her. I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. My father came over and they started practicing target practice downstairs in the basement.
This motherfucker shooting in the house.
Yeah, most definitely. My daddy was a beast, and so
why wasn't he in the home then? And she wouldn't have been getting her ass whooped by Bill.
He wasn't married. That sounds cute and funny, but it's not.
It's not.
What I'm trying to tell you is they were separated. So when my dad said, "Oh, no, they're gonna put your hands on him, not in front of my son," and he started teaching her how to shoot in the basement. Bill stayed away every other day, and then after a while, she was like, nigga, you can't come here. I remember they clear as fuck in the hallway at 15780 Washburn. He tried to bust his way in the door. She shot through the door 3 times, and she never seen it again.
Okay, cool.
So
she said, "Cool."
So I have a question. Do you believe the statement that when the beloved young man who is now a part of the or going to be next of the Muslim community, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, the young man who's always everywhere. He stated that a woman, you would know the goodness of a man by the smile of a woman. Do you believe that's true?
I've seen that.
I believe it in that lifestyle.
It's a yes. No, it's true, false, or bullshit. No, it can't be. Because he said
no.
It's one or the other.
No, because it's Christian women that begin to ass beat all year round, all life round.
But it's not about religion or Christianity. It's simple as he stated.
It is.
The smile, the goodness of a man comes from the smile of his woman. Is that a true statement or not?
Fuck no.
I have to say that it's false just because like a lot of people like that she could be wearing that smile.
Right.
It doesn't mean that it's real. Mm-hmm. So how can I make the judgment and
she
say
hit the lottery? Ain't told
just like when you find people killing themselves, like they be happy as fuck, and then you wonder like how the fuck they kill themselves. This whole time they've been covering that shit up. So I don't know.
But I think the point that he was trying to make in that was, you can tell when a woman is sad, and usually a woman is sad based on the treatment that she has from her man. When a woman is in a room and a man can sit back and she's truly joyful in his presence, you know that he's doing a good job by her. Have you ever felt that?
You know, one of the realest things I ever heard Will Smith said, "You are in charge of your own happiness."
Men say that all the time.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not a man's job to make sure you're happy. You got to find happiness in yourself.
But okay, so that is you. I think the difference is like joy. You find joy. Happiness is usually based on the people that's around you. Like I am truly, truly happy to be here.
From the Lord.
Shit. I'm sorry, not mine.
Talking about shit.
What did you say?
I said my joy comes from the Lord.
You know what you sound like? You're not the president. Fuck you.
All right.
That little boy.
You're not the president.
No,
I want to have an argument whisper with him.
Feel like I know, right? I do feel like people can add to your happy. Look, it's a difference between happiness and joy. Mm-hmm. Joy is something that cannot be shaken, regardless of the situation and who's around you. Because I have been broken, joyful. I have been sad, crying, and still joyful. Mm-hmm. But my happiness, that can fade or fade and go back, come. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
joy is a faith. It's a promise. You got to be calm in your experience to experience joy. You know what I'm saying? But being upset or being happy, that's a human emotion.
I know,
and it's fickle.
Exactly, and it's not determined by one person. You can be happy in your relationship, but something wrong with your son.
Right, but usually when me being a woman, right, when my relationship is good, I'm good and I'm nice to everybody. Mm-hmm. When something happens and I'm not happy, I don't want to talk. it's like I'm living in my own amount of grief because I've opened myself up to having a partner. And now this partner isn't treating me or making me feel happy. And I think everybody do that during breakups and things like that.
Everybody's different.
I mean, so when you're going through a breakup with somebody, you're not.
I'm not going to take it out on nobody here.
It doesn't make your attitude. It doesn't change your attitude or anything.
It's because I'm the opposite.
Okay,
because
superhero.
Everybody different because I'm
you're
the
a superhero.
No, listen, because when I'm by myself, that's when it comes back. But
so
when
you
I'm around
hide it
everybody,
around people.
It's not hiding. If I'm here talking shit with y'all, my mind is not on it. If I'm at work, I'm working. But when you at home by yourself,
and you gotta sit in there.
You gotta sit and wallow. That's when your mind becomes.
What is y'all doing right now?
What's going on right here?
I don't know. I don't know what just happened.
He likes it though. He's smiling and shit.
He like a little mutt.
You're a nasty motherfucker, man.
Look at what you just said about smiling.
So you have to. I feel like I said, happiness can come and go, and even in my breakup.
Stop.
I'm not even on camera.
We saw it. Yeah. Get the.
I ain't got me. You better watch your fucking mouth when you talk to me. Fuck you, Kevin Whitfield.
I was just trying to tell you.
I'm on camera. Yeah. Okay, then let me take my whole shirt off.
Nah, it's fuck.
Hey,
it's hot in the motherfucking.
And Miles over there like this, like, take it off. Take it off, baby. Take that motherfucker off, bro.
You're not the president.
Not the president.
So I do want to say this though.
Fuck you.
Again, this conversation that we have is still, it's like men going against women, women going against men. It's like
wasn't that the point that's actually on the script? Men go against what?
Shit. Rounded the shit off.
Y'all ain't even
but the whole thing is this.
I'm never gonna read the script.
Shit.
Segment 3, host Q, you're up.
Hey,
Q, like I'm not getting in this shit.
Flow, man. Just keep rolling.
So,
okay, I got a question on here. Some bullet points. Said, who decides when you have sex?
The woman always.
The woman. Exactly.
It depends.
And who apologizes first? A woman ain't gonna never.
That's a lie.
Always apologizing.
Now that's bullshit.
That is
Maria,
Yes, we do.
Maria, stop. Y'all don't apologize.
Yes, we do.
Women don't.
No, the fuck y'all
You gotta
don't.
say, baby, I'm sorry, I was
Yes.
After we.
And then you want some head. And you know what y'all say?
Yep.
You should have thought about what the fuck you said before you said that shit. Like it ain't no coming back and talking about you sorry now. You done came back all emotional and stuff. Now I can't think straight and work.
Nah, he ain't gonna say that.
Like you got a lot of shit built up.
I'm just saying, like, because what happens is women who apologize and hold themselves accountable is usually because we pop off an emotion, and we don't know how to hold it in and think about it. We just react when we hear something we don't like. So sometimes we have to sit back and be like, damn, I really want this man. I really want this man to be around. Let me go back and apologize for what I said. A lot of times you guys are so sensitive that we've already hurt your feelings that you can't hear the apology.
You know why y'all hurt our feelings?
Because you
No, what?
I'm just joking. Oh shit, I will fight all three of y'all, starting with you.
Well, I gotta be first.
Because you look like you hit the hardest.
I don't know. I'm just gonna
scoot up, please.
I don't know. I'm just.
The thing is,
I'm not gonna hit you.
The thing is,
okay, you so soft.
And that's the reason why. And that's the reason why we emotional. That's the reason why we so emotional. That's the reason why we so emotional because we cannot knock this. Because we just cannot knock the shit out of y'all.
I said I wouldn't fight a woman over a pussy.
You can fight it for anything else.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, say we apologize after we realize. Yeah, but it's too fucking late.
See, I just said that.
I was agreeing with you.
Shit.
Oh,
shit. The whole thing is though, a woman can say some shit and then let us say the shit like, that's why your pussy was stinking last week and I ain't want to tell you.
That's because you threw my pH balance off.
We don't swallow. Anyway,
then don't
I told
swallow.
She and the female Miles, they going back and forth.
They having fun with that shit too.
Living like a
I mean, but the whole.
I know I can end it.
Ooh.
Damn. What you about to say, Miles? The truth of the matter is.
Yeah, and a matter of fact, clock it.
One thing's for certain, two things for sure.
And the fact of the matter is,
I made a song and
God, she on your head tonight, bro. What you do?
I ain't do shit. The problem is that's what alcoholics do. Listen, so we gonna
both of y'all. Damn. He said it was conviction.
You the only one with the second drink.
Oh, can I get a third?
I told you she pick and choose her fights. You see that shit.
Thank you for the support. Is that Nicole?
Yeah. Come on, lady. Real abuse comes our way, and then men get called weak or sensitive. She just said it. She just called us weak a minute ago. So
that's late on the draw.
Yeah, but it don't matter. That's what I'm talking about. If somebody smacked the shit out of a female right now, he a bitch.
Why do you think Chaldean Mexican women, and Italian women, and Arabic women are so submissive?
Because they get smacked.
Because they get their ass
because they get their ass beat and nobody gonna do nothing about it.
They get fucked up. You didn't know that?
Exactly.
They get fucked up.
And guess what? Before the
Black
70s,
women know you can't get them.
I don't know. Hispanic women cut people.
But it's also the providing aspect too. Everybody is not abusive.
He beat my ass, but he keep the rent.
No, but listen, it for one, maybe through generations they've seen their mom go through different things, but like as these generations get younger, they just learn how to act as their culture calls them to. But they also know that you got 16 hours a day to yourself because your man been out working at all his gas stations. You don't see this motherfucker, you run a household. Have you ever met an Indian woman who wasn't around her man? They take that hijabi off and they pluck that red dot off and they be out there twerking like a motherfucker. And then when he get home, they throw off.
No.
When?
You don't know.
No, she just making
because they stay away from black men. That's the rule.
Hold on.
Stay away from the black men.
Hold on.
Yes, they do.
Hold on. So let me say something to y'all. So y'all can.
My cousin told me.
They all know somebody. Okay.
So can I tell you?
So my thing is we need to stop worrying about what other coaches is doing. Just
Thank you.
We gotta figure our shit out.
So can I ask y'all a question? Have y'all heard of a black family where grandpa or papa or whatever else still was beating grandma and they still were together?
Yep.
Yeah. And you know why?
Because people stay out their business.
Because people stay out their motherfucking business.
They know they're going to get back together.
And the older son, the elder son will always be like, he can't wait till his daddy die.
Because he know.
Exactly. And so what I'm trying to tell you is the woman still didn't leave because somewhere, somehow, they honored their vows. And other cultures do the same. They honor their vows and they go through the same.
The vows is broken once abuse come in.
That's not true.
And I mean, we're really in a culture where people aren't hitting people enough.
It's not. It's saying.
I should have smacked the shit out of you 3 shows ago. But we don't do that anymore. It's 2025.
So no, wait a minute. If that's the case, we shouldn't be talking about nothing biblical. This is what I've been saying from the very beginning, which I was trying to explain to y'all. Y'all can't bring a biblical
nothing in the Bible say beat your wife, hit your kids. I don't think that's a scripture.
But
they do say the rod. Spirit of rod for a child.
Nah. And also say and then when they say when you get married, through sickness and health. To death do his part.
And when you leave your mama's house and your daddy's house.
Wait a minute. It don't say nothing about abuse. So when people start going through the whole factor of
they do.
What do it say?
Just like that dash don't tell you nothing when you die.
No, the dash means everything. That's the data.
It's somebody else's data, but you don't know what that data is.
What was your point on that one? You sound like a philosopher for a second.
Downtown by the concert after this.
I told you to go to segment 3, Q, but you said let it flow.
Your last serious relationship, who actually led? My last serious relationship. So that's for all of us or just mine? Just me? My last one, I think that the woman led that one, and I think that happened because the relationship before that one, I destroyed that relationship. I think going into the new one, I was trying to do something different because of my failure from before.
I'm saying same with you.
So what I'm saying is, her being the leader in a relationship, I don't think is the mistake. It was me not taking leadership, if that makes sense.
Q, do you want to have a relationship, or would you?
I have relationships with everyone.
That's a good answer, Q. Top Server said this nigga, he's in a relationship.
So Kevin,
no,
for you, in your last or in your current, who leads?
Me.
Okay, and as a leader, what does that look like if you were to explain that to someone who is listening right now?
I mean, guidance, and that's how can I put it? Just being the best man I can be, trying to be the example. That's the best way I can put it. I'm not perfect,
and it's not cookie cutter either, though. So his leadership for his situation might not be the same for everybody.
Table leaking.
Say okay, Diddy.
I'm gonna fuck her up. I'm gonna kill your dog, boy. Damn, I'm gonna kill her dog.
I mean,
kill the dog.
Kill her dog.
Eat the dogs.
I ain't say eat shit. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna kill her dog.
So
Malachi,
the rest.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. And then
Malachi 2:16. For I hate divorce, says the Lord, but to divorce your wife is to overwhelm her with cruelty, says the Lord of heaven's army. So guard your heart and do not be unfaithful to your wife. So it said, I hate divorce, but to divorce your wife is to overwhelm her with cruelty. Abuse in any form is cruel. So that warrants for divorce along with the
So if I cut your ass out, you should divorce me?
That's not cruel. It depends.
Yes, it is. No, don't. No, it is cruel.
I'm not saying. I mean,
it's cruel.
I didn't say that I'm going. Here's the thing. It don't mean that I'm going to divorce you, but that says it's warranted. Just like if you go,
it's
just
okay.
like out. Excuse me. You bring just like how people step out on their marriage and reconcile. The man or the woman is able to get a divorce, and that's warranted, but it doesn't mean that always happens.
So a verbally abusive wife warrants me to divorce her?
Yes.
That's crazy work. That's crazy.
In today's society, like y'all don't respect the man that does that.
Yeah. She was verbally
after
abusive.
she just literally called.
But
this is why I say scripture should not be involved with relationships.
But there's women that are, I would say yes, because there's women that are ruthless with their tongue, and I'm yes. I'm okay and attest to that. If you are being both verbally, because with that verbal abuse is emotional abuse along with that. They go hand in hand. So
there are a lot of physical abuse nowadays. Women are very verbal.
Is verbal and physical abuse the same?
I feel that the effect is for men. And the crazy part is, I thought I was being lighter with my tongue, and I met someone who was even more sensitive to somebody who pops off, because that's not what they're used to. Like, I used to be very reckless with my tongue, and that caused for physical altercations.
You had a quiet storm?
No, I wasn't quiet.
No, he was quiet.
As I've gotten older, I realized when you do have men who are more quiet and more quaint, you still have to watch how you speak to them.
Yeah, because that don't mean they ain't punk.
Right.
That don't mean they
even on parole.
So,
or they just don't play that shit. You know what I mean?
Also, their presence, their demeanor, their characteristics, the way they brought up and how they carry themselves, it's just like you know that I'm not gonna allow you to speak to me that way. Mm-hmm. And as a woman, if you know, but some women have not been raised to know those things or recognize that.
As a leader in a relationship, I think that's probably the number one thing. At some point, you're going to have to teach this woman how to communicate, because as much as women say that niggas don't know how to communicate, most of the problem, I hate to say it, most women don't know how to communicate because they never had an occasion with a man who knew how.
And you know what?
I can agree with that.
And I can also agree with, and women don't hate me, like, when you're trying to communicate with somebody, maybe we don't know how to listen through. Like the prime example earlier when Miles was trying to talk to us and we just couldn't hear what he was saying. You know, a lot of times women listen to respond. We're trying so hard to get you guys to hear us or see our point of view. Mm-hmm. And that's when the clash come in. And nobody ever gives. Nobody ever wants to talk to each other like they're 5 years old and be like, hey, point. And damn sure nobody wants to make compromises or promises to one another that they can stick by and say, hey, when this happened, I will X, Y, and Z, and you can count on that.
And that's all about healthy communication and growing with your partner and getting to know them and knowing their communication style.
Okay, we're about to wrap this up, but I do want to say this. When y'all just said women are malicious with their tongues and things of the nature, but why are 70% of women filing for divorce?
It's probably 80% of women.
No, but it says 60 to 70% of women.
I don't know.
Because we ain't loyal. I told you that earlier.
Yeah.
I can't account for them. I'm a woman in waiting.
But men don't listen to Yamina. I tell you,
she said just stab him and leave.
You right.
You right.
Oh, I thought she said stab him and leave.
But the whole thing is,
you do that all the time.
Yes, you're right, because debating with a woman can be very difficult. Like she said,
I want to give you the moment to, like you said, you want to go back and reassess it. I'm gonna give you that moment to reassess it and figure it out on your own that you wasn't right. But but for this moment,
you're right.
Yeah, you're right.
Q said he would.
Comprehension and understanding are two different.
I ain't gonna lie. I thought that was the same thing. I could be wrong.
Fuck you, Kevin Whitfield.
She gonna argue about everything.
So.
I think comprehending and understanding is the same.
Yeah, I mean,
I could be wrong.
It is, bro.
But you know what?
That motherfucker. You right.
You right. On that note, tell them again, Q.
You right.
You right. All right, listen, y'all, we about to get out of here. Thank y'all for watching, Girth. Thank you, for joining us. Gigi, thanks for your commentary and your scripture.
Thank y'all for having me. I'm sorry if I talked too much.
Oh, no, that was fun.
Awesome.
That was fun.
Awesome. And we're going to try to get these outlines to be
bigger.
You could have read the whole thing.
In 13 font.
Yeah. It said 23. That's what I'm like,
I don't know what that is.
You need to Google the problem. Hey, I'll see y'all later. Peace, bye.
You need to stop using AI.